we're still early. We're going to start the talk at 6 o'clock. So just relax. If you need to go to the toilet, feel free now, because when Thomas starts talking, I bet you know you're going to hold and you're going to be so engrossed. So you're not going to miss every single bit of it. Yeah? So we still have time. So since we still have a bit of time, if you have any questions, feel free to ask about Leica. I'll ask about photos later. Yeah, who's Leica? That's right. Who's Leica? Yeah. Anyway, I'm the moderator for today. I know. Many people are not used to me singing like that. Yeah. So when it works, oh my God, is this Mathias? Yeah. So.
But you all like how he wears now, right?
Yeah. I'm very, very casual, by the way. So yeah, I dress for occasions. Yeah. Of course, Thomas, you know. Yeah. And so we are going to experience a journey of a lifetime on Thomas's pictures, the legend. Yeah. Okay, so along the way, Thomas is going to show his work later, run through, no formality, we're going to stop in between, feel free to ask questions, okay? But just let me tell you something, yeah? Don't ask about technical stuff. What we need to know, we want to know the experience of Thomas' life. His journey as a photographer. That's what we all want to know. People always say, oh, what stuff you use, what technical stuff? To me, this is all you can read in the internet. What is most important is how the photographer gets his or her image or images. I think that's very important, because we only look at the front, the end photo, and it's like, wow, it's great. But how did he or she get it? And today, you're going to hear from Thomas, the man himself. Okay, so we still have a bit of time. Yeah. Music, please. Anybody sings here? Nobody sings. Oh, what a shame. I can't sing. Yeah, so I wish I could. Yes. Yeah. So maybe along the way we might take photos. So just be yourself. Feel free. Relax. Yeah. So Thomas and myself, I just come and take a picture of you really close up. So don't get panicked. Yeah. The camera doesn't bite. Okay. And I'd just like to introduce you to Christine. It's Thomas' wife. And Christine and Thomas, this is not husband and wife. They are soulmate, best friends. Christine's the manager. She manages Thomas's work. If you want to buy any work, you want to assign Thomas, whatever, she's the person to speak to. Yeah, I'm doing a marketing talk now. Yeah, so I should get a commission then. So yeah, so feel free. Yeah, so your work's for sale. Yeah, yeah. So if you're keen to get a legend's picture, this is the time. You want to say something, Thomas?
I'm waiting until I wait until it's dark.
Great, that's right. Yes, I like that. Thomas works in the dark. Yeah. I work in the dark too as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Don't say anything, because also I have a weapon here. You know, I can shoot back. Very heavy light.
What about yourself, Christine? Christine, she's a filmmaker. Does documentary work.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Mm-hmm. So just give you a right?
Yeah, long time.
Long time, yeah. So we still have a bit of time. We wait for a few more people to come, and we're ready to roll. Toilet is just around the corner. Yeah. Doesn't cost anything.
He wants us to get to go to the toilet.
But then the commission is on the toilet.
you guys feeling? Are you excited? Are you all wanting to know, eager to find out? I'm eager. You know, although I met Thomas, we chat, but I still, you know, there are a lot of things to learn. Learning is never the end, never ending. So I see there are many Leica cameras here today, of course. Sorry? Why are you not starting yet? Okay, we start at 6 o'clock. We're still waiting for a few more people to come. Yeah, so now you need to go for a break, you need to go to the toilet, feel free. Yeah, before we start. Because once we start, we don't stop. Yeah, so we're going to walk around. There you go, Thomas is taking his pictures now.
Good camera.
We start in 2 minutes, yeah. Okay, if anybody wants to take a picture of Thomas now, this is the opportunity. Because once we start, no pictures allowed. No, I'm only joking. Welcome. Feel free. Yes, so, yeah, so you want to talk, you just press on, okay, this one. Okay, the name is red, it's on you. So just press on, and green you can talk. Just press on. I think, so it's, you know, yeah, so this one. This one. All right. Once again, good evening. My name is Mathias, Thomas, Christine. Before we start, I would like to do a bit of read out a brief about Thomas, what he did. I'm sure you all know, but I just got to add a bit of spice here. Okay. Photojournalism evolved in the early 20th century, when photography conquered newspapers and magazines thanks to printing techniques. Pictures were used to illustrate news stories and daily events. With the arrival of 35mm cameras, like the Leica, photo documentaries became part and parcel of printed media. The rise of news media and trade magazines in the 1930s meant that more photographs were needed. A new type of journalist was born, the photo reporter. Thomas Hoepker stands in this tradition. He is a photojournalist through and through, and he even calls himself a contract photographer or image maker. He won his first prize for photography at the age of 14. It's amazing. I was still playing marbles. In 2003, he was made president of Magnum Photos. In between, his life revolved around photojournalism. At the end of the 1960s, Thomas did regular work for yearbooks and journals, including renowned magazines like Stern and Geo. His work has taken him all over the world. In Thomas's words, time was always more important to me than being paid, because I wanted to familiarize myself with the topic. You have to know a lot, and you see things in a different light. Press photographers today no longer have this luxury. The transition of the internet has taken away this publishing platform. Thomas, on the other hand, often had several weeks to take photos for a story. As a result, the pictures he curated had perspectiveness and poetry that are characteristic to his images. His work and his interests are in people and social issues with his concerned photography. He has helped to shape photographic genre that represents humanity and embrace the concern of the underprivileged. Something that is present in all of Thomas's pictures that leads to perfection. He is accomplished in merging two core elements in photography, which a lot of us not able to do it. The main two core, frame and content. My photography is all about waiting in the background until everything fits into place and the picture comes together. He never manipulates his pictures. I repeat here, he never manipulates his pictures. That's why he's my inspiration. I'm so inspired by him. Yeah. I'm a reporter. I take photos of reality. Thomas, who has ventured into war zones and slums, has experienced misery and poverty at first hand. Never shows the harshness of this reality. You don't take a photo of a dying child, is how he sums up his principles. His camera has always shielded him from suffering in the world. Plenty of excellent pictures have already been taken of basic life situations like birth, love, joy, and death. This is a growing danger that we have already experienced and captured many situations too often. Is there any value left in taking pictures then? The world has been photographed too much, but there are always new realities and new topics. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, Thomas Hoepker. Thomas, could you tell us, how do you discover photography?
How I discovered it?
Photography.
Okay. I was not exactly 14 or so, and for my birthday, my grandfather gave me a camera, and the camera was a monster like this,
Glass plate.
and had glass plates inside, not film. Film was not.
So it was a job by 16 format glass plate camera.
Yes. So you have to put the glass in, cover over, you sharpen it
With a black cloth?
and then you can do clear,
Yeah.
and then get it out and put it in the different chemicals here, and fixers, and wash it, and eventually you had a picture which you can print in. This was negative, and then you have a
Photograph.
of the same photograph. Yeah.
Right. Mhm.
But it's of course, but it's a very, very basic thing. Today, I have something like this. I wouldn't tell you which brand this is. But it's heavy, but it's wonderful. And I can take pictures like if we want. But I can wait, and I can make them really big.
Yes.
So I've seen many years of progress in the art of building cameras.
So this small camera has made your life so much easier then.
Absolutely. Somehow you just click and the picture is there.
So can we have a look at your photos now and run through us about your journey in your photography?
Okay. Yeah.
Can we have the lights off, please? Thank you.
Okay, that's. Can you hear you? Okay. Yeah. At the very beginning, taken with this old glass plate camera, and I kept it, and I printed this. It's a woman in the snow, and I was about 18 years old.
So Thomas, sorry, going back to that photo, that's an amazing picture. You know, we cannot get this on today's modern camera. It's more like, it's almost like an art. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, I'll show you a few pictures. I mean, I don't know how many thousands of pictures at home. And it's very difficult to bring it down to 25 or whatever I have here to show tonight. But let me tell you what this was. It's 1962, I was in Iran for a magazine in Germany, and it was in Isfahan. A peasant, here you can see, is kissing the feet of the Pahlavi, of the Shah. So he bent down and kissed the feet, but it was not the feet, it was the shoes, of course.
So Thomas, this photo, when you took this picture, obviously you went really low.
Yeah.
You just went down, or you just put your camera on the floor and took a shot?
Exactly. Well, just lie down, look through. This was a modern camera, and click.
Amazing, and it was filmed.
It was filmed, yes, yeah. 1964. This was in Malaysia and in a place called Sarawak in Borneo. Children with the Iban tribes, the people who lived here, who were the tribes, the Ibans, are posing for me on the ladder of their longhouse. They had these wonderful houses, and many people lived in the same house. Here we are in Santo Domingo during the Civil War. Young girls pray in the church. Now, in 1965, I was working for a magazine, and they sent me to Chicago to photograph Muhammad Ali, the boxer, who was a fantastic boxer, and showing. In this case, I had been away, and I came back from tip, and he saw me in the gym, and then he came to me and said hello, and showed my pushed his big hard thick fist towards me.
Thomas, this shot is the iconic shot of your shot of Muhammad Ali. Now I can see why Muhammad Ali accepted you to take photos, because when you were here in Singapore during the Raffles Michael opening, I noticed how the way you work. You got very similar style of Ali, like Ali's most famous line, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's Thomas in his photos. He floats like a butterfly, he's invisible, you don't see him, You take a shot, it stings you. And these photos, if you notice, when you look at it, they're not confrontational. They're subtle, but it hits you later, it jabs you. And it's like, oof, I see it now. So now I know why, the way you shot and the way Muhammad Ali at that time, he was he was quite reserved person. Am I right to say that? Yeah. So your working style is just fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, I did other trips to America to see Ali again, because he was more and more famous even in Europe. And this is Ali. I went with him in a bakery in Chicago, 1966. And Ali, I went with him into the bakery, and I saw that he was flirting with that very pretty girl, with Belinda in the bakery.
So that was his second wife.
Yeah, and there years later, I found him later, and Belinda was there, and suddenly I understood he was his second wife.
Right. So he wasn't going for the donuts, he was going for the woman actually.
And they had four kids. This is in penguins in Antarctica, running away from me. I was coming with my machine here, and then they and from on the white snow.
This actually, somebody took it and put it on a T-shirt some years ago with a quote from Thomas.
Right.
This is in Portugal on the road, and oops, what's happening?
Check for updates. Is it the right moment?
So much for technology. Okay.
Okay, in Portugal on the road, in the region of Trás-os-Montes, two boys with a donkey and a bicycle walking in the rain.
This was just recently. I don't know if you follow Magnum Photos. They arranged 2 square print sales a year, and this photo was Thomas' contribution of the with this last square print sale with Magnum Photos, and people loved it.
This is from India, and the region is Bihar. During a severe drought, hungry villagers rushed out of their cars, out of their villages, came to me and said, "We are hungry, we are hungry." And hoping that I could get some food to eat for them, I took the car, went into the next village, and bought some flour and brought it back to them to use them and bake.
Can we stop for a question? Anyone have any questions?
The
Yes.
one on Muhammad Ali. The one on Muhammad Ali. At that time there wasn't any autofocus.
No, it was manual focus.
Yeah, but the fish was very well focused. Did you anticipate that shot, and you prepared yourself beforehand?
I didn't know it. He suddenly came up to me, and clicked.
And you just clicked, and
I got
it was really very
yeah.
wonderful shot.
So I focused, and this is his.
Yeah, this is
his
what
weapon,
made him famous.
His weapon.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that says all. That says a lot. Manual focus, not autofocus. One more question. Anyone? Yes.
The previous picture, the black cloud, was that burned in? Sorry? This picture was the black cloud. Was that burned in?
No, it's not. Not.
No. It's just a cloud.
Chromatic sky.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move?
Yeah. In Ethiopia, there was a lady called Sister Gabriel, an English nun, and he treated and fed leprosy victims who lived in the cemetery on the outskirts of Addis Ababa. Amazing woman. Also, in 1967, there was in India, in Rajasthan, people praying to the holy rats in their temple. You can see the rats here. And they're feeding them, I don't know what, grains probably, yeah.
Hmm.
1973 in Ethiopia, famine in Wollo province. I sent a mail to my magazine in Germany, and they found a group of doctors who flew to Ethiopia bringing medicines and food. So it had a good deed, and people had a chance to survive. 1983, I was in Italy, in Florence. The Loggia dei Lanzi. Big speakers were blaring propaganda for a politician on election day. Now, 1983, in China, 2 soldiers sharing a meal in the elegant restaurant in Shanghai. 1983 in USA, New York, Lover's Lane.
On the New Jersey side.
On the New Jersey side of the water, Jersey docks. In the background, Lower Manhattan and the World Trade Center towers in the background. So
I'm going to show you footage of Thomas. They did an interview on him. So we will go to a movie now, yeah, and just a minute. Can we have the lights off, please? Thank you. Okay. So this gives you a more in-depth about Thomas.
Sound.
What happened to the sound? Okay, we have a technician here. Thank you very much. That's the problem with technology. When I was shooting film, I never had such problems. Am I right, Thomas? Okay, we are working in the dark now.
Dark is good.
Yes, dark is good. I like that. Okay, we're having a tutorial now on YouTube how to get the volume on. Okay, we got full screen. Come on, better work. We did a test run. It should work.
Beautiful.
Here we go. Ready to roll? Yes.
Could you answer some questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. My name depends. If you're American, I'm Thomas Hoepker, and if a German is asking me, I'm Thomas Hoepker. When I did the book recently, sometimes I went to this drawer and pulled out, to my surprise, pictures which I had never seen before. The title of the book is Wanderlust, and it's very funny because it's a German word, Wanderlust, which means the same in both languages, so it's the joy of wandering around. So it's very fitting because I've been wandering around the world for many, many years. In Germany we had about 4 or 5 very interesting weekly magazines. A man from Hamburg came and saw me in Munich and offered me a job at the magazine which was called Crystal. The editor came to the conference room and said to my writer friends and to me, "Would you like to go to America?" I said, "Yes, we've never been to America, so okay, let's do that. And what do you think we should do there?" And the answer was, you fly to New York and you rent a car, and you take the car across the continent from one end to the other and then drive back on the other side. And if you think you're ready, come back, it doesn't matter how long it takes. So we did that. No briefing, it was totally open, and so we started and went to America, and we spent 5 months in the country. At one point in the early 60s, 63, 64, there was a boxer by the name of Muhammad Ali. Actually, he was still called Cassius Clay. And there was a fight coming up, a heavyweight fight with him and a German boxer. And they told us, go to, at the time he was training in London, go to London and interview this interesting figure. There was this one moment when he was training, he saw us sitting there in the dark, and he came towards me, towards my camera, and said, "Hi," like this. And I said, "Hello, good to see you again." And he did another one like this, and another one like that, and then the gong sounded, and he had to go back to the ring. And this one picture has become the most important picture, maybe of my life. There's this one picture of Warhol. This is how it looks on the computer. Warhol was a very unique person. I feared to go there because he was such a superstar, and often superstars are not good subjects. And fortunately I had an idea before I met him. I brought transparent foils, and I said, "Could you hold this?" And he, like a machine, he said, "Okay." Held it up. Whoop, I got my picture, a red one, whoop, a green one. His face didn't change, he was simply doing what I wanted him to do, and then he said goodbye, and this was it. Well, you're talking about a photo which has become kind of famous, and which I did just as a mistake, I didn't even want to take it. When I shot it, I didn't understand it was an interesting photo. The day was 9/11, and the horror came over Manhattan and the World Trade Center was hit by 2 airplanes. And I was totally confused. I learned about it on the radio and then on TV, and finally I got my car out and I tried to get some pictures, but I immediately felt that I had failed because I was on the wrong side of New York. You know, I was too far away from where the event was happening. And only years after this, 3 or 4 years, a curator came from the Munich Photo Museum, and they wanted to do an exhibition with me. And he looked through my slides on my light table, and he said, "Listen, this is an exciting picture. It's totally strange, you know. How come you could take this where these people are looking, they're in the sunshine, and they're looking quite happy, and they're talking, and behind them the world is ending, you know." And then I had it published in a magazine, and then suddenly a big debate arose, and everybody was talking about it. And even some of the people in the picture came, and they were not very happy to have been photographed by me in that situation. And an added irony was that the pretty young girl in the middle of the picture said, "I'm a professional photographer, and I always ask people before I take a picture, can I take your picture?" But then my answer was, if I had asked you, I wouldn't have the picture, or the picture would be a lie. And it's probably, together with my Ali, it's the second most important picture I took. I would like to say everybody who owns a Leica is a wonderful photographer. But that's not true. By owning a wonderful instrument, you know, you can own a wonderful piano and you're not a good piano player. All these cameras can make wonderful pictures. But Leica has a little extra, you know, it's the feel, it's the soul of the machine. And they make very precise instruments. What you do with it is your thing.
Sorry, I need help. Thank you. So now you have an idea of how Thomas gets his photos. He doesn't set it up, shoots at the spur of the moment. He captures the essence of the people, like this photo of the lady in the middle. She's a professional photographer, like what Thomas just said. If he asked, he would have lost the rawness and the essence of them. So sometimes there's a debate, but as a photojournalist, you're there to do true reporting.
In 1984, I was in China, in Beijing, and a guard in the Forbidden City, and this little child with Bugs Bunny mask. I don't know where he got it, but when it was just playing this holy place. 1984, in Beijing, in China.
This was shot in the early morning.
In the early morning, an old man was sitting here with a bird in Ritland Park. Just took the bird out of the cage, and this was his morning routine. 1990, in East Germany, I lived in East Germany for a long time as a reporter, photographer. A family on the weekend near Zittau in Saxony.
You live in Germany for 4 years, is that right? In East Germany?
Just
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, yeah. I lived in
East
the
Berlin.
In Berlin.
for that time. After the end of the Germany, East Germany, a milk cow is a chocolate advertising here in the shopping mall after the unification of East and West Germany. The lady couldn't understand what this is.
It's amazing how you take photos, Thomas, because it's such an open space, and people don't even seem to notice that you took the picture.
Yeah.
Can you show us how you do it? Here. Can we have lights on, please? Lights on, please. Thank you.
It was better with the only
The backlight.
Only the back.
Okay, backlight, please. Thank you very much. Yes. Of this, the front, we need the backlight. So now we're going to see the man himself, how the way he works.
Please don't smile.
Please don't smile, okay? Don't smile. Be serious. Okay? Be yourself.
A little dark here, but
You need more light?
like I will do it.
Michael will do it. Yeah, that's right. Yes. So that's how he takes his photos. Of course, now he uses the SL. This is the 2490. But as far as I know, when he uses a fixed lens, people ever asked him, how do you zoom? Well, his zoom is his feet. He walks close. That's his zoom. Yeah. So as you can see, all the previous images all shot on a fixed lens, on a prime lens. There's no way you could focus. So only way to go to zoom in, you walk close. Yeah.
This was in 1995 in Mexico. This man in the middle said, "I am the Super Barrio Gomez." He was a politician because there was an election in this region, and he wanted to get these people to vote for him. In 1997, in Guatemala, the woman with a heavy load of wood on the child, on her and the sheep, and she was walking up into the highlands. Also, in Guatemala, San Andres, a forensic anthropologist exhumed the victims of the garden of the church. Yeah,
Excuse me. I'm a little bit involved in this also because we did a film together about the discovery of the mass graves with the victims of the Civil War. They had a long civil war in Guatemala, like 40 or 50 years, and a lot of people were killed. And we went to observe the opening of these mass graves and the identification of the victims, and it was really very strong to see the reaction of the family who was sitting at the edge of these graves, looking how the anthropologists worked. So there's a whole film about this.
So this was a documentary you did with Thomas?
Yes, for German TV. Yes,
right.
Exactly.
And this was in 1979.
1997.
Any questions for Christine? Anyone? Any questions? Just a minute, I just give you the mic so that everyone could hear you. I'll make sure I can see you. I work in the dark, yes.
Hi. Did you always work together? Or did you always choose the same place to go where you will do your documentary and Thomas his photography?
No, I entered kind of late in his life, only like in 1996. And I was living at the time in Chile and he was living in New York, so we had to invent ourselves a work in order to get together. And this was, I was doing documentaries, Thomas a photographer, and he always kind of loved and liked to work as a cameraman too, so we decided early on to do documentaries together. And this was one of the projects, but we didn't do it always, just when the occasion arose.
That's amazing, isn't it? Partners work together. That's the best, because everything is united, unity. Any questions? Anyone? Yes, coming. Just wait for me. Right here.
Hi, can I just ask a very general question? What is Thomas's inspiration to capture these photos? Was there some subliminal message you're trying to convey? I mean, does it reflect your philosophy of life? Did you frame a thought when you captured the photo, or it's just totally random? So that's something I always wanted to ask.
Well, I simply try to get to interesting places. When I get there, it might be a wonderful place, lively life of people. But in this case, we found something very absolutely horror. But once you got there and you understand what had happened in the war, it got really to us too. I couldn't sleep the nights after that.
One more question. Come on guys, don't be shy. Now is the best time, because when Thomas and Christine leaves, you won't be able to ask any more questions. Anybody? Yes. Can I throw the mic? Thank you.
Hi. I guess I wanted to ask how you managed to. So you said you don't ask people before you you take the photograph of them because it won't make the picture as authentic. Yeah. I understand that. As someone who just takes photos as a hobby, and sometimes I would like to take photos of people, but I guess I'm a little shy, or I'm worried that they will perhaps get upset with me, or I don't know, it feels almost quite invasive for me. I wondered if that had ever happened to you and how you overcame that. I mean, I guess it's a little, I feel from my perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, you get to tell yourself it's your work is important and you're taking a record, whereas for me, it's just from my memories, so I don't get to, I guess, justify it in the same way perhaps you would. So I just wondered if you had ever had that problem, how you overcame it, or any advice, I guess, that you could give on that would be great.
I think I never had a problem. I'm walking in the streets, you know, and you have good shoes. People ask me what is the most important machine for I say the shoes have good, but also a lichen helps. So even here, you know, every day I go out and see something and I take pictures, and actually I've never a problem. I just have a little trick. If I want to take your picture in the street, I take my camera up and put it here, and then I go a little like this, but I keep going this way. I click and got your picture, so it will not hurt.
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. Anyone? Here you go. You want to speak? Yeah? Yeah? For you? Yes. Can we just pass the mic, please? Thanks.
I
Actually, by extension of that question, have you ever felt like your life was in danger at any point? Was there any near misses or anything along those lines?
No, not really, not really. We have been in the air with almost half of our lives flying some another part of the life.
But
Thomas
Thomas was never a war photographer, real war photographer like many of his colleagues. So more the shy photographer and the soft photographer, but he wouldn't go to really like a war photographer to the front line. It was never his thing. And well, if there ever was a difficult or dangerous situation, you didn't know about it, no? And if you would have known it if it were too late.
One more question, I'm pushing. It's like an auction. Here we go.
What year did you go to East Germany, and how difficult it was for you coming from the West? And how easy or difficult it was to get a permission to go on that side, if it was before the opening?
It was possible because there was some way journalists in East Germany could go to the West. A normal person could never get there, but as a journalist you could be in the other country. So this was my first wife. I had one wife, number two. And she was a writer for the magazine. And we went there, we lived there, but we could also get into our car and get over the border to the other side of Germany.
Yeah, and it wasn't difficult to get the permit to live there because this was part of the treaty between East and West Germany to exchange journalists for the first time. So you and Eva were the first journalists to report directly from East Germany at that time. Yeah. And so it wasn't difficult once the treaty was signed to get the permit.
One more. Before we move on the slides. Yes.
Okay, I just want to ask, I mean, since you are a different kind of photojournalist, you don't do direct contact with, I say, wars and stuff. Do you ever have mental block during assignment, and what do you do to overcome it?
Why mental block? No. If I see something, if I walk in the streets